Bank refuses black man to enter, so he buys the bank and becomes their boss. The glass doors of First Capital Bank gleam under the Atlanta sun, a monument to wealth and exclusivity. It's a Tuesday morning in 2025, and Darius Kane, a 42-year-old black entrepreneur, steps toward the entrance, his tailored suit as sharp as his ambition. With a net worth of $200 million, built from a logistics empire he started in his 20s, Darius is here to discuss a $50 million investment deal. But as he reaches for the door, a security guard blocks his path. Private event, the guard says, eyes narrowing. You can't come in. Darius, calm but firm, explains he has an appointment. The guard scoffs, muttering something about not fitting the profile. The bank manager, peering from inside, does nothing. Humiliated but undeterred, Darius walks away, his mind already racing. Within months, he'll own this bank, and everyone inside will answer to him. This is the story of a man who turned a locked door into a legacy, proving that the ultimate revenge is success. Darius Kane is no stranger to closed doors. Born in a struggling Atlanta neighborhood, he turned a single delivery van into Kane Logistics, a company that now handles supply chains for Fortune 500 firms. Today, he's at First Capital Bank to pitch a partnership. His company's cash flow could fund the bank's expansion into underserved markets. It's a win-win, or so he thought. The guard's refusal stings, but it's the manager's silence that cuts deeper. Margaret Hensley, a 30-year veteran of the bank, watches from behind the glass, her expression a mix of indifference and suspicion. Darius pulls out his phone, showing his appointment confirmation, but the guard, egged on by Hensley's nod, doubles down. This isn't the place for you, he says, the subtext clear. A small crowd gathers, some whispering, others recording. Darius, sensing the futility, leaves, but not before snapping a photo of the bank's logo. That night, the video of the incident, captured by a bystander, hits X. The hashtag banked while black trends, and Darius's phone buzzes with messages of support and outrage. His sister, Keisha, a community organizer, urges him to sue. His best friend, Jamal, a tech investor, suggests a bolder move: don't fight them, de-own them. Darius spends weeks researching First Capital. The bank, while prestigious, is struggling. A 2024 audit revealed mismanagement, and its stock is down 15%. Darius sees an opportunity. He meets with his financial advisor, Elena Torres, who confirms the bank's parent company, Pinnacle Financial, is vulnerable to a takeover. With his liquid assets and a coalition of investors, many of whom are black and Latino entrepreneurs who face similar slights, Darius quietly begins buying shares. Meanwhile, the ex-post gains traction. News outlets like MSNBC and the Atlanta Journal-Constitution cover the story, and protests form outside First Capital's branches. Hensley issues a boilerplate apology, claiming the incident was a misunderstanding, but Darius isn't interested in apologies. He's playing a longer game. At home, Darius's 16-year-old daughter, Zoe, watches the viral video with a mix of pride and pain. "Why do they always do this to us, Dad?" she asks. Darius, tucking her in, replies, "Because they don't know who we are yet. But they will." His resolve hardens. This isn't just about him, it's about every black person turned away, dismissed, or underestimated. 6 months later, Darius's coalition owns 51% of Pinnacle Financial shares, acquired through a series of discrete purchases. At a shareholder meeting, he reveals himself as the new majority owner, stunning the board. Hensley, invited as a courtesy, goes pale when Darius takes the podium. First Capital Bank is now under new leadership, he announces. "And I'm your new CEO." The room erupts. Some executives cheer, others squirm. Darius lays out his vision, a bank that serves all communities, with branches in underserved areas and programs for minority-owned businesses. He fires Hensley on the spot, citing her role in the incident and a pattern of discriminatory practices uncovered in an internal review. The guard, too, is let go, replaced by a diversity-trained security team. The news spreads fast. X lights up with hashtag Darius owns the bank, and a viral meme shows Darius walking through First Capital's doors, captioned, "They said he couldn't enter. Now he owns the place." Pinnacle's stock surges 12% as investors praise Darius's bold leadership. Clients who left during the scandal return, drawn by his commitment to inclusivity. The takeover isn't without challenges. Darius faces backlash from old guard executives who resent his changes. Anonymous threats flood his inbox, and he hires security for Zoe after a suspicious car lingers near their home. Keisha organizes community forums to support Darius's vision, but she warns him, "You're shaking a system that doesn't like to be shaken." Hensley, humiliated, tries to salvage her reputation with a teary TV interview, claiming she's not racist and was just following protocol. But an employee, Aisha, a young black teller who witnessed the incident, leaks internal emails showing Hensley's history of dismissing minority clients. Aisha, inspired by Darius, quits to start her own financial literacy nonprofit, funded by a grant from Kane Logistics. Zoe, meanwhile, grapples with the spotlight. She's proud of her dad but hates the hate mail they receive. Darius sits her down, sharing stories of his own struggles. "We don't just fight for ourselves," he says. "We fight for the next generation." Zoe nods, starting a blog to document her dad's journey, which gains a following among young activists. Darius's leadership transforms First Capital. He launches a $100 million fund for minority entrepreneurs, partners with HBCUs for financial education, and hires a diverse executive team. A 2025 Bloomberg report notes that banks nationwide are adopting similar inclusivity programs, spurred by Darius's high-profile takeover. The report cites a 30% increase in minority-led business loans since 2020, driven by public pressure in cases like Darius's. The broader impact is cultural. On X, #BankedWhileBlack evolves into a platform for sharing stories of financial discrimination, prompting investigations into other banks. Darius becomes a reluctant icon, speaking at Davos in the NAACP Image Awards. His message, "Wealth isn't just money, it's power to change the game." Hensley fades into obscurity, a cautionary tale for those who cling to bias. Aisha's nonprofit thrives, training hundreds in financial literacy. Zoe's blog inspires a scholarship fund for black teens pursuing STEM, backed by Darius's foundation. Darius's story is about more than one man or one bank. It's about a system that locks doors, literal and figurative, based on race. A 2024 FDIC study found that black Americans are twice as likely to be denied bank services as their white counterparts. Darius's takeover didn't erase that gap, but it widened the door for others. His bank now serves communities others ignored, proving profit and justice can coexist. The cost was high. Darius still checks his security cameras nightly, and Zoe carries the weight of public scrutiny. But he also sees hope, in Aisha's courage, in Keisha's activism, in Zoe's voice. His victory isn't just owning the bank, it's showing the world what's possible when you refuse to be turned away. Darius Kane didn't set out to own a bank. He just wanted to walk through the door. But when First Capital refused him, he didn't just knock, he built his own key. By buying the bank and becoming its boss, he turned humiliation into history, proving that the real power lies in rewriting the rules. This is a story of defiance, determination, and destiny. It's a reminder that when the world locks you out, you don't just break the door down, you buy the building. And in a world where every moment can be shared, the next Darius Kane is already out there, ready to change the game.